That doesn't look good. Maybe it's not bad. Okay. Oh no, I forgot my sodas. Hey, what's going on, guys? I forgot my soda. Oh, BRB. Where did they go? Oh. All right, guys. All right. Hot tub. I do vape. I'm not very proud of it, but I've been kind of cutting down. Oh, I didn't upload a new. Oh, I did. Vroom vroom. We're in the truck now. Ron, I got an interview with 2+2 magazine on my book. Just answered a bunch of questions. There's this weird liquid leaking from a Roku remote I have. It makes me kind of nervous because I got it in my hand. I don't know if it's battery acid. It's a little bit weird, but it is what it is. All right, let's see what's going on. I've got a lot of seeds, Zach. I'm just going to surprise you. 2+2. Yeah, it is published. It's published under a pseudonym, Liam Teller. I can send you a link. What's going on, Dylan? Got 7 people already. It's only been 2 minutes. Oh, and I actually ate some fruit before I left so that I wouldn't be starving going to the Cape. No, don't back up. Don't do it. Have that seatbelt on. All right. Yeah, just normal. Heading to the Cape stuff. I'm gonna eventually get some Culvers, yeah. Thankfully, it's open till midnight in the Cape. It closes in like 15 minutes here, so. It's a nice day out. It was like in the mid to upper 80s. Didn't rain. Didn't feel overly hot. I feel like it's kind of like summer is breaking. Yeah, I saw that. It's really hard for a hurricane to hit this area directly. I mean, Irma obviously came through with pretty decent, probably with like Category 1 winds in our area. Yeah, Hurricane Charlie was a small storm, but man, that thing was powerful. And no one knew it was coming to the last minute. They thought it was going further north into Tampa, which would have been probably the worst storm since Andrew if it had gone that way. Now let's go the back. I don't want to. So I continued doing, I should be doing more vlogs. I've been doing this DoorDash, and I realize how, like, I don't like doing repetitive things. But I do it because I'm bored. Anyway. I've got, it's like I'm going to give you a bunch of seed to mess around with so you can kind of learn more about germinating. Educational. Yeah, I mean, it's happened before. Gene and Francis both made it to Tampa, and Hurricane Charlie caused damage all the way from Punta Gorda all the way through Daytona. in Orlando. I can tell you guys the story of Hurricane Charlie. People don't really know a lot about it because it didn't really hit a very populated area. But it was a Category 4 hurricane that hit Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda directly. Uh, I I thought it'd be a good idea to take a. My mom was closing on her house, which was right over here. I mean, you guys can see that all the rings where I placed the. And I'm gonna reposition the thing when I get a chance because you guys don't want to see all those rings. It's kind of annoying, and neither do I. Probably pull over down the street here because I'm gonna probably not catch the red light when I want it. Well, it's in the sense that it's gonna start getting slightly cooler at night. I thought I was gonna be leaving early, and all of a sudden it's almost 10 o'clock. That's all right. It's better than me being early and having to wait. Only two people were on when I basically lost it. Yeah, I know it's not breaking for you, Zach. I know it's going to be in the 90s every day, all the way through the year, with lows never going below 70. And then suddenly coconuts are going to spread along the Mississippi River. Yeah, my dad said I was talking to him yesterday. He was driving home from a friend's house near the New York-Vermont border, and he said it was like 61 out at like 8 o'clock. Zach, I'm gonna start big timing you during the winter time when your high is like 38, and it's gonna be like 74 here. I think that hurricanes do some natural selection. You know, there's a lot of plants that shouldn't be in people's yards that they just get uprooted. And the best thing about hurricanes as far as plants go is they uproot Australian pines. But anyway, I want to tell you the story about Miami. So this is August of 2004. We had lived in Florida for about 6 months. And oh, cool, Ryan. We'll definitely have to meet up this time. I know it's been twice now. So my mom was like, oh, you know, we were living on Inglewood Beach, which if you guys have been in the area, is Barrier Island. You can't stay there during a hurricane. There's a hurricane warning. So we got up and we got a hotel in Miami Beach on South Beach. We hung out there. There was a few winds and stuff, but we thought it was an annoyance because, you know, we had to leave. So we're like, might as well go somewhere fun. And we hung out in South Beach for the weekend. I think it was the weekend. Yeah, it hit over like Friday or Saturday night. We came back on Monday or Tuesday. We were supposed to close on Monday in the house, which we couldn't because of the hurricane. My mom couldn't get insurance to cover it. You can't get insurance when there's an active hurricane in the Atlantic. Anyway, so we drive back and like everything seems fine. We're driving on 75 through Naples, through Fort Myers, and right when we crossed over the Caloosahatchee River, like we saw there was some damage going on, and then all of a sudden this like pines were just like laying down. I saw a tractor trailer like on its side. I saw like the exit sign you see for highways, those big metal poles. I saw them bent over, and then we crossed over the Peace River. The highway was still okay. The bridge over 41 was all messed up though. Not all messed up, but it was not passable at the time. I forget why. And so we come on Kings Highway, which you guys who live in the area know, and we try and go into Inglewood, and we didn't have Florida IDs at the time, so we couldn't go the way, like we couldn't cross down onto McCall Road 776. So we ended up having to drive to Venice, where the power was on, but the power was off even in Northport. The power suddenly came on, or was just on in Inglewood and Venice though, and yeah, it was like nothing really happened there. Like on the beach, like one carport, like the shingles on it fell off, or like the piece fell off, and that was it. But like when we drove back through Port Charlotte, like the there were police there keeping you from going on 41, like east of the I'll show you which intersection it is. The place, like the eastern half of Port Charlotte, was just leveled. It was crazy. I mean, like the building just like ripped open, because back then they didn't have to abide by the Dade County codes, or so now since Charlie that's kind of been updone, but you know it really just kind of it destroyed downtown Punta Gorda. So we'll take a look at that when we drive through. Anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let me see what you guys been saying. I'm gonna. Yeah, Palms don't like roller coasters usually. Oh, hold on. Let me check. Oh, we gotta get ahead of these people. I don't think they're going fast. Oh yeah. So yeah, you have to. It's a mandatory evacuation for hurricane warnings on Minnesota Key, on pretty much any barrier island, low-lying areas. Charlotte County is one of the lowest-lying counties by average elevation. I think it's like 7 feet, because there's so much. You know, all that area near where your place is, Dylan, is just so low that like a 6 to 8 foot storm surge would inundate the entire peninsula. That's why it really isn't built on very much. A lot of it's a preserve, but like here, for example, I'm probably only like 6 feet above sea level because the river is right to my left. I'm on River Road. Yeah, the flooding, it doesn't look like it would flood because you don't see any water around, but it takes only 3 or 4 feet of that water to rise, and you know, then suddenly you're just part of the sea. So no problem, James. Yeah, like you can hide from the wind, you cannot hide from the water. Yeah, the canals will obviously. Now in Cape Coral, there's plenty of canals too, but north of, like in the mid and north Cape, there are freshwater canals, but in the South Cape, they're mostly saltwater canals. So yeah, kind of like what happened in the Bahamas. That'd be kind of like a worse back. Like Dylan, back in 2004, where you live, like there was very few places out there that were like your place was around, but all those other subdivisions really weren't around back then. They were being built, but I could drive around for miles on just roads that just needed repaving. They were built in the 80s, and no one bought anything. So I'm gonna be cutting it closer. So there's a lot of hogs on this road, so I'm just watching out. If I don't look at the, I'd say a Washingtonia robusta. God, man, why the brights? There's a Washingtonia robusta is more of like a 8B palm, and Philipper is more of an 8A palm. But I've never tested that because I don't have that opportunity. Palmetto is supposed to be 8A, but I feel like it grows in a lot of 7B, high 7B areas. Like the northwestern parts of Florida are 8B, and I still see queens out there, but when they get roasted. I still need to fix this. Hold on, I gotta fix the camera. Perfect timing. So Northport really wasn't that badly damaged by Hurricane Charlie, but there were some shingles off of roofs. There were some. You can tell how badly a hurricane got hit by how many blue tarps you can see. So I haven't actually seen sea levels rise because I don't really. I mean, there's some areas that have been eroded, but yeah, no queen palms. Yeah, 6A is pretty limited to like growing stuff outdoors. Oh yeah, like their housing prices are going up like around the area, like in a 10-mile radius. We just literally just passed where it's gonna be. There's gonna be 2 hotels there. Hey, Pineapple, and a big shopping center. It's just crazy to think that, considering like I don't know if I would try Queen in 8A. It's marginal in 9B. I tried in 8B, but I mean I've seen queens burn in Port Charlotte, so not like severely, but they had frond damage. I can show you where it was too. Is that Toledo Blade in 41? It's a cold pocket. Let me fix the camera situation here. You and me both, Ryan. I was gonna tell you a good poker story, but yeah, you can. Port Charlotte is now one large kind of just suburban area, a lot like Cape Coral is. Alright. Where am I gonna I should have stopped somewhere here, but it won't be that bad. Yeah, if they're cheap, it looks like they got some clouds up ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna pull over right here. Right here. Fix this for you guys. It's not fair. Alright. Let's hope it just stays. No, don't do that to me. Okay. Maybe that'll be better. Let's see what happens. Alright. Nah, so it's halfway better. I guess that's how it's gonna be. Yeah, queens are cheap as they come. I mean, I can get a 15-gallon queen for $50. Hey, Dougie FPV. Yeah, it's probably just from them growing, queens and nurseries, which is where those home palms from Home Depot are coming from. They're going to grow them, like, stack them deep and sell them cheap. So they're going to keep on spraying fungicide on them, and then when they stop getting that fungicide, they may still have some fungus on them. They look good until they call it being on the bottle, where they're getting treatment. So checking to see if oil prices have gone up since that attack on that Saudi oil refinery. But I don't see anything so far. It's been around $2.30. Queens are a class 2 invasive in Florida, yeah. Oh, 7-gallon for free palms can be good palms. Sometimes free palms are not good because you're inheriting someone else's problem, but a lot of times they can be good. So. The most invasive palm in Florida is going to be like non-native invasive is going to be Washingtonia, though. The queens are very fast growing. So there are no palms on the class 1 invasive list, but on class 2 there's Chinese fan palm, Phoenix reclinata, Senegal date palm, queens, Chinese fan palm, Washingtonias, and I want to say there's one more. glass. I don't get it. I mean, we've had some of the hottest summers in the past 15, 20 years. I would say it's real. How it's happening is, obviously up for debate. I don't think you can't really debate numbers going up. I mean, the Earth is cool and warm naturally, and and artificially too. It's kind of it's a very ambiguous subject because there's no way to really prove it one way or the other. Oh wow, okay. It's just probably because your soil is poor, Zach. It's a lot sandier. Where Cape Coral has a lot of clay. Queens kind of like mucky, poorly draining soil. Hey Dougie, so Carpentaria is going to be marginal in most areas of Central Florida. You're really going to need a microclimate like St. Pete, like Cocoa Beach. It is quite sensitive. I've lost them in Venice during their 2010 freeze. But they grow. There's a ton of them in Venice. I just lost mine. They were like 15, 20 feet tall. They were only like 5 years old too. They were probably the fastest growing palm ever planted in my yard. Try some of this water here. Dylan, the only time the lipstick's gonna do all right in Florida is gonna be in the Keys. I've heard of them dying in Miami Beach. Oh, they are doing well. Good. Why is that light green? Well, it's just a cold sensitivity. They can't really handle temperatures below 45, and 50 is even kind of pushing it. Like immature, like non-adult. Oh yeah, a little bike race going on. Except for it didn't really happen. So they can take like a quick dip down into the 40s, but that's about it when they're mature. I don't know. Probably just because they're a faster growing variety. These guys didn't even make that light. Let's see if it happens again. Can't get next to him now because the car next to me. Northport police aren't exactly the best people to try and test with the whole. I don't know what you call it. Unsafe speeding, unsafe acceleration. It's not really reckless driving. Hey Michael, what's going on, man? Because that hybrid happened by accident. They didn't realize they would hybridize. See, the lipstick comes from the genus Cirrostachys. It's Cirrostachys renda, meaning red. There's Cirrostachys. Some older bikes. Actually, that bike on the left is, I think it's like a 250 or 500, so they're not exactly like speed demons, but there's Cirrostachys elegans, there's Cirrostachys laurii, both of which are pretty uncommon, but they're uncommon because no one really cares. It's like a green version of Cirrostachys. It looks kind of boring on it, but they're nice. I mean, they're nice. They're structurally looking very nice, but for some reason when they hybridize, they become more cold hardy. So there's also a variety called Teddy Bueller, who is one of the original Palm Society members, She was from Miami, and so from like 1956 to like 1995, she grew a lot of weird stuff. She had the first fruiting Sadakentia in Florida that I know of, and she had this. They call it the apple crown shaft. It looks like a Honeycrisp apple for a crown shaft. It looks variegated, but also like a natural color. It's kind of weird. It's like red with yellowish stripes and spots on it. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have had the opportunity to crap. I've had the opportunity to buy them, but they're just so expensive. Someone accidentally got a batch of them, and because they thought demand is high, they're asking like 150 a gallon. It's just way too much money, in my opinion. I just don't think that hybrids should be that expensive. I don't ever get fliferous seeds because they don't grow here. I mean, I don't buy it because no one buys it and it's very cheap. But okay, I got you, James. Sorry guys, if I don't see every comment, just because this is the area that was very cold back in 2010. It probably got down to nearly 20 degrees here. Yeah, it'll show the red. I mean, it's nice. I know two people that sell it, and there's probably a couple other guys. If I ask, they probably have it. But you really like. I wouldn't want to grow it because it requires so much water. Just water. It needs to sit in water essentially. Temperature tonight, it's 80 degrees here in Port Charlotte. It looks like it just rained. It was 83 when I left, I think. So, yeah, it'll definitely need irrigation. Because, right from here on out, or a couple weeks from now on out, we're only going to get like 15 inches of rain until May, maybe 20, 15, 20 inches of rain. Where it grows, we'll get sometimes 15 inches in a month. So right there is where that cold snap was, and then up here is where you can do a couple things. You go straight. Obviously, you go south. We were heading east, but we have to head east to head south. The stoplight coming up, you take a right, you go down back to Inglewood. If you take a left, you go to the highway. But this crossroads is where the blockade was. They wouldn't allow people that were not residents of the area to come into town because it was without power. There were down power lines. They were concerned about looting. So. I should have just gone, but see, that guy trips the light, sits there, and then there's no one to. Oh, it's so annoying. Port Charlotte, as I mentioned before, is just, as far as the light system goes, it's so dysfunctional. You can look at it by looking, it says like red, green, green, red, green, and no one can get anywhere if there's some. Yeah, see, it's $2.59 for gas here, so that's 25 cents more than what it is in Venice right now, and I have like over 3/4 of a tank, so it's not worth me topping up. I would say the palm needs the most amount of water. It's probably going to be something like the lipstick or Pigafetta. The one that needs the least amount of water is going to be probably dates are going to be up there. Like Medemia is going to be a palm that doesn't need a lot of water. I mean, they all need water, but as far as like irrigation, they can tap into existing water sources. All palms need water. It's 273. We'll check tomorrow because it might not be. I bet you it's going to go up by a quarter. 259. 259 is, I mean, it's not a bad price, but it was 229 in Venice. So going up by over 10% is not good. That place probably just re-upped on gas, and the price of oil went up 14%. So as far as like trading oil barrels, we'll see. This place is still in the 230s, or let's say 236, 256. Yeah, see, it's still 236 here, so you see that's a pretty big difference. That's for Metro Diners in Port Charlotte. Okay. Everyone says that place is so good, but it's just a franchise. Like, I don't know how good it could possibly be. It's always slammed, too. Hey, Chris, what's going on? The most expensive place I've ever seen gas is actually in Miami Beach. Like if it's say it's 250 here, it's gonna be like 325 Miami Beach at select stations. Because you gotta get it on the island or drive all the way into downtown Miami to go get it, which is like not that much cheaper. But you can go all the way out to the edge of Miami and pay like not much more than you would here. Yeah, it's hard to really predict. I don't feel like a lot of the predictions are correct. When they're correct, everyone's like, oh yeah, I told you. But when they're not, everyone stays silent. 345, geez. I just need all the lights to stay like this. Yeah, Key West is definitely not the cheapest place. The cheapest place I've seen gas are going to be like north of me in Manatee, Polk, Hillsborough County, like Tampa, Lakeland area. Although the cheapest I've ever seen gas, like in the nation, relatively speaking, has been like Mississippi and South Carolina. I know it's cheap, relatively cheap in Texas too, but see, they're up to 259 now, but it's crazy. Like like, see, it's 236 here, probably because they have a big reserve. I have a 19-gallon gas tank, so just say I would try and refill 15 gallons. You know, it's $3.75 extra for a fill up, but like, I probably would save $1 at the most if I refilled right now. It's not really worth it. The largest one, oh, here. Yeah, Santa Kenti would be okay. I mean, it would burn some years, but not enough to like stunt it. One year it did burn in Venice for me, but that was a pretty freakish year. In Lakewood Ranch, it would probably do a little bit better, just because of how Bradenton is. Be a little bit closer to the water. There's more of a peninsular area. There's the Manatee River kind of is very open up there, so. So the largest palm I've ever seen, I don't know, man. Probably a Borassus or a Carafa. I've seen some like 30 or 40 foot Carafas as far as like girth, and I've seen some 25, 30 foot Borassus. I've seen a Borassus that was dug out of the ground with an 8-foot cubed root ball, so it was 8 feet. It's more like 12 feet wide and 8 feet deep. Oh, I've seen taller palms. Yeah, it looks like some of these rows are doing okay, but let's see the Bismarcks. That's an old queen. Yeah, those are going to be the tallest palms in the world too. There's Syroxylon Kindiense. The International Palm Society actually went there. Was it 20? Yeah, last year, 2018. It was 8,200 feet in elevation. They're also some of the highest elevation palms. They don't grow well here at Syroxylon. Beautiful palms. Syroxylon is related to royals. I believe that's where the relation is. They're good for areas like they'll do well in a lot of like warm and cool Mediterranean climate. Hot Mediterranean, not so much. All right, fools, let's go. Oh, there are definitely taller trees than that, though. The sables that we saw, which sables, Dylan? The big ones? Oh, that's Sable Causiarum. How much cold can you take? I don't know, man. That's a personal question. Yeah, that's Sable Causiarum. That's the biggest sable that there is, pretty much. Not the biggest, longest leaves, but the biggest trunked. They are native to Cuba and Hispaniola. Yeah, old Canary Island dates can be quite massive plants too. It's 10:30 at night. This road should be like driving straight through. This guy's gonna go all 15 miles an hour the whole way, so. And he doesn't even have his lights on. How dumb can you be? To have your his running lights on. Oh, he just got pulled over too. Check this out. I'm gonna go real slow, go into the light. Oh no, you're not gonna be able to see him, but here, you can see the lights in the background. See those lights? Well, that's what you get for not having your lights on. These lights, speaking of lights, these lights are just straight up ridiculous. Escalade like just swerved toward me, and it's also like flooring it. It sounds like it's gonna blow up soon too. People they buy these nice luxurious vehicles with a ton of miles on them, and they don't ever take care of them. Now she's going 40 miles an hour and 55. I'm sorry, 45. And that's why our insurance rates are high. Oh, how come? So the Syroxylons don't grow in Florida because they're all high altitude palms. There's one that grows in the lower areas of the Amazon, but no one's ever seemed to grow it properly. I don't really do a lot of commercial stuff for Ryan because they've got to abide by a lot of rules, and they don't really care for like uncommon stuff. So they just go straight to like, state certified contractors. They'll get them they do it the cheapest way possible. They built a wall here now, or something like a wall, and then they do it the cheapest way possible. And they're never gonna want to, do anything like interesting. So I don't bother because they have contracts with growers for like large quantities, and it's just not what I signed up for when I wanted to get into palms. I actually don't know how to germinate a pine cone. I think you cut off like some of the little branches on it. I don't know. Just put it in the ground, see what happens. So right here is where Hurricane Charlie came through. I can't believe it took me so long to freaking get here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I left at 9:45. It took me 40 minutes to get to the bridge. Yeah, I mean, most people can't tell the difference, so they don't really care, but there are bigger companies. I just like to I like doing the private stuff because people like that are more passionate about it and I can identify with it. And someone basically says like, I have 5,000 to spend on plants, like I want 25 plants and just make it work. Oh, that's the cop right there going way too fast. I hope we don't get pulled over. We'll see what happens. Okay, he just crossed the street. They probably don't care because it goes from 45 to 30. So. James, you talking about the sealing wax? You talking about pseudostachys or the Andean wax palm, Syroxylon? Because I'm kind of confused right now. Another building coming up here? Yeah. So right here is where they rebuilt a lot of stuff. These Royals were here. They withstood the hurricane, but a lot of other stuff went down. I've been watching a lot of the videos on like Hurricane Dorian to see what survived on Abaco Island, and there are some coconuts still alive. There's some pygmy dates still alive. It's just crazy that they withstood those winds. Wake up with IHOP. Brassus aethiopium is a nice species, man. It's hard to get seed of because there's not a seeding pair in Florida, only flabellifer. I had a bunch of seed, I sold them all. Yeah, Sylvestris is by far the best landscaping phoenix for Florida because it seems to be the most resistant to a lot of the issues that the other species have. They're also pretty cold hardy, so I mean, those will grow anywhere from, they're popular anywhere from like around here all the way up into Jacksonville. Because they're 8B palms, 8B 9A at least. They're about as cold hardy as a regular date. And they don't drop these massive squishy dates around like Decalifer. Syroxylon, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Syroxylons, they can actually take quite a bit of cold. I'd say down to they're probably like a 9A cool Mediterranean climate sort of thing. They grow in San Francisco. Those sort of situations. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting, pineapple. Hold on a sec. Yeah, minimum temperature probably in the low 20s Fahrenheit. Hey, Anik. How old are you now? Happy birthday. Wow, so you were learning at an early age. Good to hear. Make sure to kind of watch my language there too. I've never been to Australasia, but I'd be down to go. What is this? This is the ridiculousness that happens here. It's a green light. Everybody's just... Oh no! Don't do this to me. Hold on. Alright guys, so that it fell down, but it's still... Let me pull over. This thing just seems to randomly just want to just give out, so I'm gonna keep it running. Maybe I need to clean the suction, I don't know. Clean the surface. Let me pull over the next opportunity here. There isn't really a place to... Another red light. This is a big road. Why are we getting red lights non-stop? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna pull over right here. Fix this. Oh. Okay. The hardest part is not touching the surface to ruin the... Alright, it's gonna look weird for a bit. Stop it. Alright. Okay. Hopefully that'll stay. I was a sec. Hey, Chris, so a lot of those Hyphene species you're speaking of all got lumped in... Oh, and I missed the... See you later, James. Here, let's see. Oh, so needles and windmills, if they're in a pot, and I would say bring them in. You know, they can... The thing is, when they're in a pot, they can freeze a lot more easily. The soil can. I would just bring them in when it's gonna, you know, when you're gonna get a hard freeze. Like if it's gonna dip down to like 30 Fahrenheit for a day or two, like that's a low. That's no big deal. But when you start getting like, you know, lows below 25 regularly, I'd say bring them in, if not earlier. That would be the latest that I would keep potted palms outside, because the soil can freeze up and that can kill the plant, or damage it at least. When it's in the ground, it can be insulated. If they were in the ground, it's a whole different situation. So. Sorry. Yeah. I have an infinity screen. When I go to move the phone and I touch the edge of the screen at all, it can mess it up. This is one of the few stretches of 41 that doesn't have like a lot of businesses. I think I've mentioned that before. But so 49 minutes. Actually, it hasn't been that bad. 49 minutes in. Yeah, normally I can run it faster. Ryan, I used to be a great golfer. When I injured my neck and multiple vehicle accidents. I don't golf as much, but I'm up for it. The problem is that I don't have a set of clubs. I'm left-handed. My other set, I don't know. They just disappeared. Yeah, there's some great courses around here too. I probably haven't played golf in at least 10 years. I don't even know what it would feel like. Left-handed gang, yeah. I bat left-handed. I shoot the puck left-handed. I swing left-handed. I also do other weird things with my left hand, like I hold my phone in the left hand when I'm talking on it. I don't know. I see everybody else using the right hand. I don't write left-handed though. It's weird. I throw a baseball right-handed. I used to play third base. It's like one-handed sports. I'm usually right-handed. Like I had a nasty backhand in tennis because of that. Because I was like right-handed with one hand, so my forehand was really strong. My backhand was also really strong because you do right left-handed. I think it just depends on how you get. My grandfather tried to get me to golf right-handed, and I just couldn't do it. He's like, "You're not left-handed." And he thought being left-handed was like something was wrong with you. Oh, you pitch? It's not an easy position to play. It says Fort Myers, 17 miles. It's 48 miles when you're in play poker left-handed. Yeah, I mean, I lift my... Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened there. Oh, no, now it's not even... Oh, now it's facing me. Hold on. I thought it was just frozen, but thankfully it was not. Beverage. Walgreens has fake Fiji for sale for like $1. I do have a couple machetes. I don't use them very often. I don't have a nice one. I should get a nice one though. I don't think I've ever chopped open a coconut. I tap them, or I screw that, like I pop them with a screwdriver and a hammer, or I'll tap them like with the back end of a butcher's knife. You gotta hit it just right because I'm not even doing this speed limit here. Let's get on it. That's good. Yeah, it's very nice. Sorry guys, I haven't looked at the screen. A dagger? I do have a dagger, but I can't talk about it. It's not the kind of dagger you would use. Sounds good, Meek. Whatever works. I'm sure in time you'll kind of figure it out. I do not have a sable miner. I like to look at them in the woods, though. If the palm exists nearby, I tend to not have them. French broadsword. No, I'll tell you guys a story. My grandfather was in World War II, and he was a corporal, I believe, at the time, and he was in charge of like a small unit, and one of his soldiers brought him back a German officer's dress dagger, and he kept it, and I inherited it. It is not. I'm gonna make this. No, I'm gonna make that. I was gonna pull over for a second. Give me one second. And so I have it, but only as a keepsake, as for my father, my grandfather. Hold on one second, guys. Maybe it reminded me of something. One second. All right. Zach, it's gonna be a surprise, but you're gonna get some trachees, some sables, and then I'm gonna see what kind of seedlings. I mean, oh, that might be some sable seedlings too, but I'm gonna give you a lot of extra stuff that I've had. Some other stuff you can try out there. Maybe some Livistonas. How are we doing here? Oh, hey, Derek, I actually have not. I didn't even get a chance to open the. I'm gonna open it when I get. I don't tend to do this my plant stuff until I'm here, so I was afraid I was gonna lose them. So I have the package right here in the car, right behind me. But from the pictures that you showed me, I would say yes. You can see the seed on the bract, the way that the flower, the structure of the flowering and the seeding is that very typical of that species. Nice. Yeah. Those droughts can be brutal, man. Let's drop down I mean, we're technically in North Fort Myers. Oh, there we are, 55. Schools are completion on a mile. So running a mile in under 14 minutes is considered okay. I mean, that's a lot of time to run a mile. I used to run the mile in around your age, probably in like 7 minutes, 15 seconds. That was actually, yeah, it's like in 7th grade. 6th or 7th grade. Yeah, so you're probably in I mean, I wasn't in like, I was a tennis player then, so I was in pretty decent shape. I was probably a little bit, I was probably like 10 pounds heavier than I should have been, but I mean, there were some kids that would just like start, like, walk at the end in my class, but they're getting like 10, 11 minutes, but no one ever got 14 minutes. Jesus, that's like ridiculous. I mean, you can walk a 14-minute mile almost. You could fast walk it. That's just about just over 4 miles an hour. AC on too low or high, whatever you want. Too cold. I thought about getting a new vehicle, although it's a terrible idea from a financial perspective because I don't use the truck for what I always use it for. But then again, just I spent a lot of money on this vehicle. Put a lot of money down. I don't know. It's very dynamic right now, so Zach. One day I'll come here with and the light. Looks like there's a dead Bismarck or a dead date. This road didn't even exist until about 15 years ago, and now there's like 20 subdivisions off of it. I remember this is like the only one right here. This Bella Vita. I know what Bella Vita means, but I don't know if there's Bella Vita in there because it's like kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not in a good part of town. I mean, it's not a bad. There's something interesting going on. It's not near anything. It's like almost half an hour from downtown. It's not near very many things. I mean, yeah, you get to live in a very secure environment, but you know, this is real life. Yeah, you should, man. Everybody pushes the zone. I planted a bunch of stuff and I zone pushed for a while. I was in zone denial. And it's totally fine to grow plants outside of your zone. It's just that you got to protect them. Like, you can't plant a queen, not that I'm saying you're going to, but you couldn't plant a queen up there expecting it to, you know, to be okay. Or even like, you know, some sables. Well, most sables actually. Drink all that water now. I'm not regretting it, but yeah, you know, I had a couple lipsticks, and I used to have a couple nicer ones. The problem is, man, if you let them dry out for more than 2 or 3 days, like even once, they're dead. Like there's no coming back from them. Dead. If you let them get below 50 degrees and they're not mature, they're probably going to lose a trunk or two. But if you keep them in water and you have them, in a warm area, they'll actually, they're kind of like an investment. You can grow them from like a 3 gallon when they start getting color. You can buy them for like 3 gallons would be like 100 to 150, and you can sell them as a 15 gallon, a big one for like, I don't know, a nice looking one can go for $1,000. Yeah, I mean, if you're not down there personally, I wouldn't recommend it because if the irrigation goes off and no one can fix it, then they're gonna die. Oh man, I knew that was gonna happen too. I should have just freaking gone. It's like, oh, Christian's coming. Ryan, people claim about running bad in poker. No one runs worse when it comes to stoplights than me. I run so bad. I get my money in good like 95% of the time with green lights, and I always end up. Is there anything more in the palm world I hate more? Yeah, I mean, but it would be more business oriented. I'd say, like, what do you mean, Ryan? Anything specific, like business wise or climate wise or cultivation? Oh yeah, there's definitely people who are out there to make it like a ridiculous amount of money off of palm. Like, if I name names, then I can deal with people. I mean, I know like what I can say and what I can't say. I can say pretty much whatever I want, honestly. But plant specific wise, like, it's quite annoying for some species. I mean, I can talk about like there are people out there that care nothing about like plants but want the status of having a plant, and it's more common in the cycad world than it is in the palm world. And again, that's another reason why I just don't like dealing with people that are like exclusively into cycads. If they're in the palms and cycad, that's totally cool. But there's guys out there that are just. I mean, I hate to say it, there's some people out there that have watched this vlog. No one that comes on this vlog regularly, so I don't want to like accuse anyone that comes on this, but people that have like copied some things that I've done, and then they've tried to sell some stuff for prices that are like way too high. Oh yeah, the best collector is a person who has I mean, not the best, but like some of the best collections are people who run a palm or a plant nursery and are also a collector, because all their money is basically setting towards. So like someone like Jeff Searle of the Rainforest Collection, he has a ridiculously nice collection because his life basically surrounds around plants. That's what he does for a living. John DeMott of Redland Nursery recently passed away. Great guy. Really, really loved like furthering the. All the cops are coming down here. Let's see. But yeah, then there's some businesses that just grow just because there's a demand, and that's fine. There's some really good guys that sell some nice specimens out there, like Botanics Wholesale, Jack Miller, really good guy. Even like he'll even tell you how to grow things if you ask him. But like he's got double the years of experience that I have, and he grows big stuff. Then you have guys that are just like, they're buying wholesale and they just put it in a different pot and they charge 3x the price, and those people are not growing, they're just flipping. Zach, soon it's going to get so hot in Tennessee you won't even be able to grow bananas. I got friends in Riverside County, California that seeing their bananas melt at 112 degrees. These cops aren't going very fast. It's kind of odd. And I mean, this is a 55-mile-an-hour zone. No one ever goes 55, so. Sorry. How much did you say? Yeah, Ryan, I believe there are a few farms. I don't know where they are or what their names are, but it feels weird passing a cop from like a standstill like that. That one guy, what did you say was the price in that 30 gallon? I'm sorry, it passed me when I get tired nearing the end of some of these vlogs. Okay. Yeah, they do okay in some shade. They just see. Oh, so Curaleaf grows in Mount Dora? Because I've purchased from Curaleaf. That's interesting. Didn't know that. But very cool nonetheless. This cop suddenly stepped on the gas. Where are you going, buddy? I'm going the speed limit, so he's going that much more than the speed limit. Probably not a whole lot. He's probably doing 70. And now he's slowing down. Cape Coral Police and the Northport Police have almost identical looking vehicles, same colors, black and white. And they're kind of power tripping. $133 for a 30 gallon. That's a pretty good. I mean, that's a good price, especially if it's, you know. I mean, I'm trying to think of what it. Yeah, I mean. I'd say wholesale's like $3 to $4 a gallon, so it's just around wholesale. All right, so we're a few minutes early. Not sure what to do about that. I'm trying to think about what I need to do here. Besides go to the bathroom, which now I can't do because I'm pretty sure Wendy's is closed for. Oh wow, Wendy's is slammed. All right, I guess I'm getting in line then. Lobby's not open. There's nowhere I can check the tire. Damn it. Maybe they're not closed. All right, guys, I'm gonna run in there real quick and see if I can't. It might be open still for a few more minutes because I really gotta go now. I'll be RV. I had to turn the car off though. Be right back. All right, well, they're not open for business on the inside, so we're just gonna have to go through the winter, then go to Culver's and. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. All right. Well, it seems like their traffic kind of went down a little bit, so that's good.
Wendy's, how can I help you?
Can I get a full-size taco salad, please?
Full taco, anything else?
That'll be it.
Would you like to donate $1 towards adoption tonight?
Sure.
Alrighty. Your total will be
$7.81.
Okay, $7.81. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's right. I got it right, even with the extra $1. Well, it's not very hard math, but. Culver's food is kind of like short order. Like if you were to go to like an old school sort of like order in. I don't know, kind of like In-N-Out Burger. I don't know. I've never been in In-N-Out Burger, but I assume that's what it's going to be like. It has a lot more options though. In-N-Out Burger has very few options. I actually watched a documentary on In-N-Out. Very smart method. Just what, a 30-gallon coconut? That one guy? No, I'd say they're probably like it's probably closer to 4 to 5 years. But coconuts just they'll grow. I mean, in optimal conditions, maybe 3 years. I think that I don't think they look bad, Ryan. I think that there's some palms that they're not parasitic on one another. So oh yeah, I've seen that. I don't mind doing. It really depends on the. Usually, I like to see like what I'm donating to before I donate. Sometimes they'll be like, "We donate $1 to the kids," and it like that's a very broad thing. And hello.
Need one, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh wow.
Yeah, good, please. Okay.
And thank you. Have a good one. Thanks. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. I got this food books. What is this? Free Frosty coupons? What did I get? Free Junior Frosty? And oh, I got these coupons. Sweet. I'll take a look at them when we get to Culver's because I really gotta go. Gotta go to the bathroom. Gotta go. Oh, you guys want to look at palms, not me. Yes, I do have a zit on my lip, and it's kind of painful. I would, man, but it's so urban. There's so many cops around, and there's really nowhere that's not urban. I could go like to the side, but Culver's is open, and I'm just gonna walk in. I'll probably just walk in and order, then then go to the drive-thru. I think that's what I'll do. I think that is what I will do. Garcia Gomez Pompey. Hey, Chris. I think it's a cool palm. It's kind of like a Mexican version of the bottle. I had one growing in my mother's backyard maybe 10 years ago, back when it was really rare. Like I had to pay $25 for a 1 gallon. I actually had to like really ask for it. You have Brub. Trunk. Sorry guys, I've been thinking about going to the bathroom so bad that let me just pull in here and then I'll even pull right up to the door so you guys can see me. Not, do the thing, but go inside. And then what I'll do is I think I can order and I can see what you guys have been writing. So shall I do that? All right, I guess. Oh yeah. What time is it though? Let me see what time it is. 11:05. Oh, it says my S Pen isn't on. Alfredi does. Yeah. Hey, Brubus. Talking about Beccario Phoenix Alfredi. Yeah, there's kind of a race to see. There's the biggest ones I think in the U.S. are going to be in Fort Lauderdale. The guy who kind of brought a lot of seed back. He's a veterinarian. I got to know about I don't know 12, 13 years ago. Super nice guy. Donated I don't know how much money to educating kids in Madagascar, but no, it's probably Beccario Phoenix. Probably just go to. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and go through the drive-through. So yeah, let's do that. It smells like dirty chili in here. See you later, Derek. Okay. Yeah. The funny thing is, Culver's has pretty much the same sandwich too. It's a little bit different. It's more of I don't know. Yeah, Buccaneers need a ton of heat. I try and grow the other species besides Sargentii. I like growing. I don't know if I should order now. 11:10. I turn on the car, but yet. See, it's 11:10. I'll get it by 11. Now let's wait about 5 minutes. Everyone probably thinks I'm being creepy at this point. I'm just gonna park in this spot here. If I were getting a salad or something, I wouldn't care, but. So Brian, the difference between like Sargentii and say like vinifera, lindaniana, Ekmanii is even slower growing. So, but the two that are from Lindaniana grows in Haiti, and vinifera grows in both Haiti and Dominican Republic. Now it's a lot harder to get into Haiti to pick these things up, but they just grow in like a more a wetter area that just produces a better like with better soil, so that it just grows faster. I think they're prettier looking palms too. I think Sargentii is a little bit floppy and awkward, so that's my take on them. I still like Sargentii, but when they get older, you'd be surprised. They actually look they're kind of like the crown shafted version of a queen palm. They get lanky and kind of ugly. I've seen some 35 footers. It's cool because they're native, but oh, you're thinking of Sawanai from Saona Island off the southeast coast of the Dominican, the DR. Check that out. What is that? Is that a Mercedes or a Lexus? I can't tell. Can you guys see from here? Let's try and zoom in here. Oh, that is an it looks like a four-door Acura RSX. No, it's a coupe. It's an Acura RSX. Okay, never mind. Not as interesting as I thought. All I can smell is freaking chili. There's a cop creeping in the covers. Nope. He's just creeping over by Sam's Club. Buffalo Wild Wings, probably the most overpriced place for chicken wings I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, probably need more water, that one guy, or oh, come on. Really, for no reason, too. It just happens. Jesus. Time to get a new suction thing. Alright, hold on a sec, guys. There's really no way to clean it because it's so sticky. Alright, let's see what time it is. Okay, so it's 11:13. 11:20. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and order. Yeah, definitely the shade is going to cause that to happen. They're used to growing out in very exposed limestone. All right, let me see if we can't pull this Yui here. I'm not going to be able to pull it. I don't know, maybe I can. I don't like pulling my car to full turn because it can hurt your power steering pump.
Thank you for choosing Culver's. What can we cook fresh for you today?
Can I get a 2-piece cod dinner, please?
All right, fries and coleslaw, okay with that?
That'd be great. And that'll be it.
Okay, 11:49 at the window.
All right, thanks. That's not the cool guy. This is the guy. That's the guy that told me I was going to pay for. He made me this vanilla malt that was like disgusting, and then like you have to pay for another one if you want it. I was like, are you kidding me? Why would I pay for another one if it's disgusting? He's like, they're cracking down. I'm like, what do you mean they're cracking down? You guys made a bad drink. Crack down on yourself, boy. Oh, it didn't damage at all. And yeah, it's probably because it's sometimes a lot of times canopy is, obviously good for a plant in that it, sheltering it from the freeze. But sometimes a lot of the really cold sensitive palms, like if coconuts are growing in shade and they hit a freeze, like they were much more likely to die than being out in the sun. Oh yeah, I have electric power steering. I mean, not electric. There's still a power steering pump, but it's electronically assisted. Like it isn't a straight rack and pinion or anything like that.
11:49.
Already, thanks.
We'll just wait here.
Sure. No, I'm pretty sure this has a pump to it. This engine's been out for a while. I got the two-piece cod dinner from Wisconsin, don't you know? We got a little bit of Boston and Madison there. Weird combo. You don't think of like fried fish when you think of like, Culver's, Wisconsin, cheddar cheese, that sort of thing. Let me check out this coupon book I got. 5 free junior fries. Oh, they're just free coupons. 5 of them. I'll get a free Frosty. The one's for like a free regular Frosty. Oh no. They're all free junior Frosties. You get all 5 at once. So I basically got 5 free junior Frosties for $1. Not that that really matters, but Boyga. No, I don't like getting cheeseburgers to go. I don't even eat that many cheeseburgers. I don't know. I like them, but you have to eat them so fast for them to be good. Brian, I think it does. I'm gonna turn the car off because I'm pretty sure that it's gonna take a few more minutes. I think that they do hybridize naturally because they do have like a concurrent range. And I think that's why it's so hard to identify some sables. I used to think it was so easy, but it's not that easy. Well, Ashley hasn't called me, so hopefully that means she's gonna be when she said she's gonna be there. So, I've taken a cruise from Miami and Port Canaveral, and from Athens, Greece, but I've never taken a cruise from like Tampa or Fort Myers or Naples. Not that Naples really has a port. That palmetto, in fact, looks dead now that you mention it. Looks like it's dying from the blight. Wow. Or it could be transplant. It's hard to tell. These palms have been here for a while, even though I don't know. It's hard to say. Doesn't look typical of the blight, but you never know. It could have just been weak and palmetto bugs got to it. The nice thing, what you can do is you can send specimens into IFAS, which is like a University of Florida extension. They do a lot of research and they tell people like, oh, this is what's going on. You can take a cruise. There are embarkments from Sarasota to Havana. Fort Myers really isn't a cruise port, but you can go for like the day. I don't know how it works exactly, but you can take a cruise to Havana. You can from Miami and Fort Lauderdale, the normal ports, Tampa. But I don't know how that works. Yeah, Bravo said that freeze is brutal. Yeah, I think you have to drive to Tampa to take that cruise, Ryan. If it exists. Which I'm pretty sure it does. Has anyone else seen the show Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland? Don't spoil it for me at all. I'm at the last episode of the first season right now. if you've been watching. It's not like a big show, but it's kind of interesting if you're into politics and stuff. Awesome. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Have a good one. Memphis to New Orleans, huh? That sounds like fun, actually. I mean, not that it wouldn't. It's just that I've read Cosmere and Domogensis are likely the same species with different flowering and seeds and structures and seed sizes. Okay. Ever since the Venice Clover started messing up my orders, I started checking every order from now on because they didn't have a tartar sauce, which is kind of ideal to have when you're eating fish. I'd eat it with like ketchup, which is not cool. Tie it up so the heat doesn't escape. So yeah, so Brian, there really isn't much of a difference. Like, there's a couple flowering structure differences, but for all intents and purposes, they're essentially the same plant. And they probably will be lumped into one or the other. Probably both going to be lumped in the Domen. I don't know. Whichever one was described first, which I'm not sure of that. But Domogensis would be inaccurate because that would mean it only grows in the Dominican, which it does not. I highly doubt a palm will ever be named after me, at least in my lifetime, but probably never. I'm not a botanist. And there are unless you find a palm yourself, you're probably not going to get one named after you. I mean, even Jeff Marcus doesn't have a palm named after him. Neither does Jeff Searle. Those guys have been working with plants since I've been alive. I was thinking of the whole like plant identification challenge. I think there's one person that could beat me pretty, not, I wouldn't say easily, but I wouldn't put my own money on it, and that would probably be Jeff Marcus. He would beast it. Brian, I wish I could tell you like a certain source. I mean, there are guys who will claim, will swear, you know, on their relatives' graves that they have Jamaican talls, but really it's hard to tell until they get bigger. You know, they'll get them from Jamaica and certify them, but Jamaica will just certify anything. So, you know, most South Florida nurseries will advertise them. But really want a Jamaican tall, you really have to do some research on your sources. I mean, I know that a couple people that like really that wanted to make sure that they had the right variety. I would go try and contact Redland Nursery for that. They sometimes will ship as well. I don't know as many people there because John DeMott is now gone, and so is his right-hand man, Ellis. Also a very cool guy, Ellis Brown. I forget what he does now. He was in a band and he was into snakes and other reptiles. I got your food. I assume you're at home now. I got your food before I get mine because that way my food stays hot and yours is not as hot. But it's a salad. Mine's not a salad. Yeah, it's going to be expensive, and you might have some USDA issues as well. Be careful getting them shipped from outside of Florida because, yeah, you could probably do that, Zach, for the right price. Yeah, Jamaican talls are going to typically have a yellow petiole. They're going to have long leaflets, broad leaflets, very long fronds, long rachis. I'm sorry, short petioles, long rachis, but overall long frond. And they take a while to trunk. Pretty much everything, a lot of the dwarfs are not. There's one thing I've kind of seen that kind of points towards climate change for the warmer. It's that I've just seen a lot of more cold sensitive palms making it into cooler areas. Like Tampa didn't really have many royals for, they had them back in the 50s, but there's a lot more tropical. You see Christmas being grown in Orlando much more commonly now, as well as Tampa. I don't think it's a good idea, but they seem to be making it more winters than not. So you wouldn't see that many royals even in Venice. I mean, but now there's everywhere, and there's nothing. I mean, I think Venice could always grow royals. They just never really. Venice was a small town. They didn't really bring them up there. One of the original members of the Palm Society talked to me about there's between the tropics and the subtropics in Florida, or at least the coconut growing zone. They said the Caloosahatchee River on the west coast was the northernmost limit. And I was like, I don't know about that, because I mean, you got coconuts all over Cape Coral, Punta Gorda, Venice. So, all right, guys, I'm a minute or two out here. So, yeah, a lot of foxtails in Orlando, which originally are probably considered too cold sensitive. Foxtails being slightly less cold hardy than, say, queen. Oh, actually, significantly, probably by about 5 degrees. Which is a lot. When it comes, that's a half a zone. So, all right. Feels like it's been a long time since I've been here. It's only been 4 days. Claremont. Oh yeah, Claremont's going to be a cooler area for sure. You got those hills. If you're near a lake or something, that'll help out for sure. But you got to be near that lake. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. I know, I wish I didn't have to kill it, but I'm pulling up here to the house, so I want to say goodbye to everyone and thank you for watching the live stream. Hold on, what's that? I always see interesting things on this road. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do a little... Let's see what's going on here. I'm just gonna. Ashley's probably watching this. Like, what is Christian doing? I want my food. Hey, goodbye, Pineapple. Nice to see you on, man. It's always good. Goodbye, my friend. It'll be a few days, but I'll be back on. Yeah, I will have good sleep. I hope. All right. I thought there was someone over on the left-hand side. A sink? What is that? All right, hey Ryan, yeah, I'll see you. Message me sometime. I have some poker stuff to tell you. I don't want to like turn this into a poker discussion on here because not everybody here plays poker. %. 100. Are you trying to keep it 100, Zach? Alright, cool, man. And Dylan, if you're still on, I got... Sometimes I don't check my Instagram messages very much. But, oh, whoa, whoa. I was not expecting that. I've already hit a mailbox in this thing. Alright, darkness it is. Alright guys, I'll see everyone later, okay?